Today, we are kicking off the first of our 4-part series on mastering the data analytics process. We've already talked about the top 5 challenges businesses face when it comes to data analytics in our previous video. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out here, plus I'll leave a link in the description down below. Hey there! If you're new to this channel, I'm Ievgen. We speak here all things about analytics, marketing, spreadsheets, and all sorts of data manipulation. In this video, we'll be focusing on the stage 1, the plan, the foundation of our 12-step data analytics roadmap, the ground part. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it's very important to clearly set business goals before starting any data project, how to ask the right questions, and finally, how to identify the metrics that truly matter for the business. Whether you are just getting started or you are looking to refine the data processes within the business, this is exactly where the magic happens. So, if you're ready to build a rock-solid data foundation, stick around with me. As you're watching this video, if you have any questions about the topics I cover or anything else about data analytics, just drop them down in the comments below. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this video content, please give me a like and subscribe to get more weekly videos just like this. If you're new to our roadmap, it's a highway to build on solid strategies and proven tactics used by thousands of our customers. It has 4 big stages: plan, collect, transform, and deliver. Plan is all about setting out with clarity. Know where you're going towards as the business. With collect, we focus on gathering the right pieces of information, ensuring they are complete, trusted, and fit out the puzzle perfectly. Then comes the prepare or transform stage. It's not enough to just have the data, to own the data. We need to merge it, we need to communicate it, and make it work for us. And finally, deliver. This is where we bring it all together, making sure our insights are not only accessible, but actionable. It's about turning those reports' insights into business growth. Today, we are diving into the stage number 1. We always start with a plan. Let's zoom in a bit on our first and the foundational step, understanding clear business goals. Think of it this way: you wouldn't set on a road trip without a destination in mind, right? Or you're not building a house without an architect. Clearly understanding your business goals acts as your North Star, ensuring you're always moving in the right direction. Whether it's increasing sales, getting more customers, or boosting user engagement on the website, or maybe optimizing marketing campaigns, having those goals upfront provides focus and purpose. If this concept of having clear goals seems a bit overwhelming to you right now, I highly recommend checking out this video on the top 5 challenges most businesses face in data analytics. It provides great insights into why exactly the businesses struggle with data analytics. Because at the end of the day, if you know the goals, you will know what to focus on, what data to collect, and what do you want to achieve. You'll be able to communicate visually exactly what your company needs to get there. But here is the problem. Goals, like I've mentioned before, like increasing sales overall or getting more customers, they are very broad and offer no understanding of where to go, no concrete steps. It's like saying, I want to travel somewhere and have fun. Great, but where exactly? Every move you make, every decision, every resource allocation, it all stems from the core objectives. We need to make our goals specific and measurable. The business should be aiming for the goals like increase sales by 15% in the next quarter, boost our website visitors by 1,000 users in the next 2 weeks. Notice how specific they are. They give you a clear target to aim for. And not just that, they are measurable. This means that at the end of the set period, you can easily check if you hit that goal or how close you've got. It's not about wishful thinking. Remember, data is like a massive toolbox, but without knowing what you are building, you might find yourself holding a hammer when what you really need is a wrench. Alright, now that we are crystal clear on setting up the business goals, let's tackle out the next big thing: asking the right questions. Ever heard the saying, the quality of life is determined by the quality of your questions? The same goes for data analytics. Once you know your goals, you should be curious about the how. How will the business achieve those goals? What steps are essential? Or what obstacles might come up? Your questions ask as a bridge between the goals and the nitty-gritty details of the metrics you'll be calculating and then monitoring. To simplify things, think of questions in two main categories: strategic and operational. While strategic questions might be, how can we increase user engagement on our website? Operational questions dive into the specifics like which web page has the highest bounce rate, or what's the average time spent on our product page, or what was that last month? These questions give you a direction. They point you to specific data point you should be paying attention to and guiding your analytics. They guide each of the next steps, from which metrics you need to measure and which data you need to collect to measure those data, to how to aggregate them, group, filter, and which chart type to use to pinpoint these specifics. But asking the right questions is just half of the battle won. Now, on to our third step in the stage number 1, measuring the right metrics. Let's get one thing straight. Not all metrics are equally important. If you ever analyzed marketing data and the whole team celebrated a spike in the website visits only to realize that they didn't translate to any real value, like sales or signups, those, my friends, are vanity metrics. They look nice on paper, but they don't give the value, they don't give any actionable insights. What we want to focus in specifically are our actionable metrics, numbers that truly impact our business goals. If one of the goals is to increase the sales, then metrics like conversion rate, cart abandon rate, or average order value become really crucial. These metrics are the heartbeat of your goals, because from the other side, metrics like cost per acquisition and the customer lifetime value, that actually are being two main metrics you would ever use when working with marketing data, they become less valuable in this case and less important to answer that specific question about increasing the sales. They give you real, tangible insights into what's working and what's not, and where the business can do better. See, the beautiful thing about data analytics is that it's not just about numbers and charts, it's a story. It's a story about the business, about the visitors, clients, or users, about the products, and about the journey. And like any good story, it starts with understanding the plot, the goals, asking the right questions, the bridge, and then diving into the details with the right metrics. As we progress further across our roadmap in the next videos, keep those fundamentals in mind. They will ensure you are not just gathering data, but genuinely understand and act upon it. And there is a bonus thing here. The metrics are great, but they might be useless without the right dimensions. While metrics quantify your data, dimensions add the context. Before we dive deeper into the data collection, let me just briefly remind you on what the difference between the metrics and dimensions is, because you will need both. Let's look at each of these data points, and then we'll jump into an example dataset and identify them together. Metrics are the numbers that give life to your data, measuring and quantifying everything from sales, clicks to customer engagement. Metrics answer the how many or how much questions. For example, how much revenue did we make? Or how many new customers did we get? They are always numeric and come attached with an aggregator such as sum, average, minimum, or maximum to give you a clearer picture of your performance. Dimensions, on the other hand, are the qualitative aspects of your data that explain the when, the where, and the who. They could be the type of the product sold, specific time frame like year, month, or week, the region where the sales occurred, or the channels that are driving traffic to your website. Just compare the difference between how much revenue did we make And how much revenue did we make last month? Most often, dimensions are dates or textual, but occasionally they can be numerical too. To bring this to life, consider a pivot table in Google Sheets, showcasing the store's revenue by date. The revenue here is your metric, broken down by the dimensions of order date or order month. Without that dimension, you would have a lump sum of revenue, a figure with no story, answering no specific questions. But add in dimensions and suddenly you would see which plays were the most profitable. But add in dimensions and suddenly you would see which days were the most profitable. And by the way, you can see the beauty of this report. I've built it 100% automatically. I haven't done anything except just press the button to visualize my data here. I used OWOXBI Reports, Charts and Pivots extension that does all of the heavy lifting for me. I just created the query to get the data from a data warehouse, placed it here right inside the sheets to retrieve the data, and then just got those beautiful visualizations in just a few clicks. It's amazing, and it's absolutely free. I'll leave a link for you in the description to this video. So when you understand the interplay between metrics and dimensions, it's going to be easier for you to understand what would you need to measure to answer the questions you've planned at the previous step. And there you have it for today. Let's wrap up the stage number 1, the plan, the first 3 critical steps in our 12-step data analytics roadmap. We've covered how to set specific, measurable business goals, and we've got our questions lined up and the metrics to measure. Remember, this stage is all about laying a strong foundation. Without it, the rest of the process will feel like building a house on a sand. But once you've nailed this, everything else will start to click into place. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. Now, it's time to gather the data and answer the questions you just planned. But here's the thing, not all data is created equal. We've got to be selective and accurate. That's exactly what you can learn in our next video, where we dive into the stage number 2, collect. We'll explore how to gather the right data to answer those key questions you define in step number 2 of this stage. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ievgen from OWOX, and until next time, keep pushing the boundaries. Stay data savvy, and as always, happy analyzing.